villain? Peacock. Very good. MashaAllah. Make istighfar afterwards. It's okay. We'll do it together. We'll do it together. This is a peacock. Peacock sees a dream. Peacock sees a dream that a creature of black and white will destroy his kingdom. And he orders all the pandas to be killed. The wolves go out and go after every panda. And there's a scared mother. She takes her baby panda and she puts him in a basket. And then she puts the basket in the river. Yep. If you watch the rolling credits at the end, the basket is floating in a river. And that's how it ends up in a place that sells noodles and learns to, yeah, all of that. Wait a second, does that sound familiar? Where did they get this amazingly creative idea that a king sees a dream that the empire shall fall, so all of them should be killed, so a mother saves her child? This is completely unheard of, right? This is a really original story. No, it's not. And they don't say at the end of the movie, special thanks to Moses, and like they don't do that. They just steal the parts. These stories are so powerful, you'll find millions of dollars being made off of them even today. Even today. When I was younger, some of you are not that old, so you don't know, Lion King. Right? Lion King. And those of you that know, alhamdulillah, okay, good. Make extra donations to the masjid today. So, the thing about Lion King is, this little cub, Simba, accidentally killed his dad. And he was given advice. What was the advice given to him? Run, never return. Get far away from here. Get out of here. Musa alayhi salam will accidentally kill someone, and guess what? Get away from here, never come back. And when he goes away, Simba goes away, grows up somewhere else, finally he gets hit with a what on the head, if anybody remembers? Oh my God, so obvious. He gets hit with a staff. And then he sees a vision. And the vision says, go back and claim the kingdom. They steal directly from the legacies of the prophets without even telling us. And we don't even pay attention. We think, oh, what an awesome story, man. That was amazing. Made me cry. Like, you know, honestly, it's all around us. They're taken all the time. Bits and pieces are stolen from the prophetic legacies all the time in entertainment.
It's so funny how Muslims try to make their book is the book of source of everything when their book is nothing but an aftermarket copy of everything. You see, he mentioned during his speech, like almost the movie is going to say this is taken from the story of Moses. But isn't it the story of Moses written in the book of the Jews? Isn't it Moses exist 2,000 years before Muhammad exists?
You know what the ant says? It saw this army coming. Immediately it called out, "Oh ants, I'm calling out to all of you. Those who agree with me, those who don't. Those who are my friends, those who don't. Those who might think like me and those who don't. Those who think I'm waffling and telling a tale and those who don't. Everyone, I'm calling out to you. I have a warning to issue all of you. What is it? Enter your homes."
Was Allah copying from the legions of the Jews, or the legion of the Jews was copying from Allah? All of us, we know the Quran came long after the Jews exist. And here we go, the story of Solomon speaking to the animals and to the genies and to the ant, and he allowed, look, if you read with me here, it says, and when they come to the valley of the ants, when they come to the valley of the ants, one of the ants said,
"Oh ants, I'm calling out to all of you. Those who agree with me, those who don't. Those who are my friends, those who don't. Those who might think like me and those who don't. Those who think I'm waffling and telling a tale and those who don't. Everyone, I'm calling out to you. I have a warning to issue all of you. What is it? Enter your homes."
So if we go to the book which is called the Legend of the Jews, we will find that Muhammad is copying word by word from there. Read with me. This is the valley of the ant. So when he arrived to the valley of the ants, what he said, what happened? He heard one ant order all the others to withdraw.
"Oh ants, I'm calling out to all of you. Those who agree with me, those who don't. Those who are my friends, those who don't. Those who might think like me and those who don't. Those who think I'm waffling and telling a tale and those who don't. Everyone, I'm calling out to you. I have a warning to issue all of you. What is it? Enter your homes.
To avoid what? To avoid the king, he might crush you by his army. And Suleiman, he was excited to hear an ant speaking. Let us go back to the Quran. We go back here. It's exactly the story word by word. Copy, paste. Huh? Hide unless Suleiman is going to crush you. And he was amused by her speech. And this is not even true story. This is a fiction story. The Jews, they have it in their heritage. So the stupid Muhammad, he took it, he made it Quran, and he said this is a true story. Because simply, he is a fraud. So as long you are talking about copying, the movies copying from your prophet, I think the movies, they should copy this and make it a movie, man, because this will be fantastic story for children's. The same as your prophet, he copied the story of the punishment of the grave.
There is another punishment for another crime. The Messenger ﷺ was shown an individual in the grave, and his cheek was being slit open. His cheek was split open from his lips all the way to the back of his neck, from his nose all the way to the back right here, from his eyes all the way to the back with metal rods. He was being lashed and ripped and split open.
Now there is no question that the Muslims, they are trying to say to us that Muhammad been taught this about Allah, and the story in front of us is so clear that a Jewish woman, she came to Muhammad wife Aisha, and this is the first time ever Aisha, she heard this, that as we see in the story, Aisha, she said a Jews came to her and mentioned the punishment of the grave, saying to her, may Allah protect you from the punishment of the grave. Aisha then, she asked Allah apostle about the punishment of the grave. He said, yes, there is a punishment in the grave. Now maybe you will not notice with me that Aisha, there is no way she heard this before, because this is the first time, obviously it's the first time she is hearing about this, or such a thing that you will be punished in the grave. This is why she's asking Muhammad about it. And then Aisha, she continue. After Muhammad, he says to her, yes, Aisha added, after that I never saw Allah apostle but seeking refuge with Allah from the punishment and the grave. In every prayer he prayed. So question here, Muslims, as long the Jewish woman is the one who said that to Aisha, and Aisha, this is the first time she heard it, otherwise it's going to be stupid from her to ask about something now about the punishment of the grave if she heard that before. So obviously she never heard that before. How come after Aisha she mentioned to him the punishment of the grave, Muhammad, he never missed a prayer without saying I seek refuge from Allah, by Allah, from the punishment of the grave? How come before he never mentioned this statement in any prayer of his prayer? Years and years Aisha, she is living with him, but he never mentioned it. It was not important before and suddenly it became important. Obviously Muhammad is a thief. He hear a story, he like it, he adopted, and then he added more fictions that there's two angels will come to you and they will beat you with the hammer in your head, and they will whip you, and even they will cut your face, and it turns and there's a scorpion will go in the grave, and there's 99 dragons will go inside your anus. This is why the Muslim Sunni, they put a piece of cotton and they push it so hard in their anus to stop the scorpion and the snakes from getting in. I hope that will work for you Muslims, but if you want my advice, you better use some concrete. I think it's better.
Few of the punishments which will happen in the grave to the bad people, and those punishments are of course very fearful. And the punishment will start from here, that two angels will come. They will ask you three questions. First is, who is your Lord? Second, what is your religion? Third, who is this person? And they will show you a face of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may peace and blessings be upon him. When the angels will ask you the first question, who is your Lord? People will answer, I don't know. Ma'adri. This is in Arabic, Ma'adri means I don't know. They will ask, what is your religion? You will say, Ma'adri, I don't know. Who is this person? Ma'adri, I don't know. Then the angels will hit you with a hammer between your two ears, mean on your face. Now from here if you see that those hammers will be of steel, and it will be kind of big and quite heavy, and if you hit your face from your hand like this on your face, you feel a little bit of pain, and if you hit hard on the nose or on this part, you will feel a lot of pain. And think how much hard will they hit you from the hammer. They will hit you with so much force that your head will blow in two parts, and then they will join again and they will hit you again, and they will keep hitting you for a while. And if a person thinks that with how much force and velocity will they hit me, that hammer, that with only one hit my head is gonna break up into pieces. Whoa.
He tells us this story of the people of the cave, those young people who sought refuge in the cave. So what were they seeking refuge from? But with these young men, they fell off to sleep in such a way that Allah records it in the Qur'an. They were asleep for more than 300 years.
The seven sleepers is additional story proving to us that Muhammad is nothing but a fraud. This is a fiction story written by a Syriac bishop from the Syriac church in Syria, and it's written about 200 years before Muhammad, and almost everything is identical except Muhammad he add the dog because he was confused in the Syriac language between the word Kali'ahum and the word Kalbahum. Kali'ahum is the one who provide them, or let us say the angel who is sponsoring them all this time while they are asleep. So it's a fictional story written by a Syrian bishop, and it was translated to tons of languages, and the Arab heard of it. For sure the Syrian people, they are the first to have it, and then this story spread all over, even in Europe. So when Muhammad is copying such a story, and he is claiming that this is a story coming from his God, and what is the point of this story? I mean, the God of the Quran, he spent long verse in the Quran to speak about the seven sleepers, but yet he don't have time to tell us what happened to Jesus. I mean, sometimes I ask myself, how stupid the author of the Quran. I mean, who cares for this story? Which one is more important, regardless if this story is true or not? Which is not true? Isn't it shouldn't the Quran or the author of the Quran should give us more time to see what happened to Jesus? You know, suddenly Jesus, he was not crucified for sure, but Allah, he made it appear to him. How, why, how this happened, nobody knows. Just a small line and the story is over. But Allah have all the time to tell us a fiction story, which is very funny, that he is so interested in this story, and even he named Muhammad, he named the holy chapter by their name. The chapter of the cave, the whole story is about those seven sleepers. Why it's so important if the Bible is gone? I mean, the gospel is gone according to Muslims. The Torah is gone. And now this is the important story, and Allah want to preserve it to us? Muhammad is nothing but a fraud, and he is a copy aftermarket. He's like a guy coming from China who make an iPhone, but it look the same as iPhone, but it is not an iPhone, and you know it. Follow with me with more videos. Feel free to download my videos and share them. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. And if you are a Muslim who dare to debate me, visit this website you will see in the screen, and you can contact me and we can set up a time for a debate. However, I'm always ready. I never said no to a Muslim. He dream to make a victory for his God. So maybe I can give you a chance to make it. Thank you.